Why don't we do it in the road?
The world at large is this very, very extremely peaceful thing. I'm wondering, what would our kids want where they will call us the enemy, you know? I'm really a very simple person, you know. I mean, I love science.
I first met Peter Max in 1971. At that time, he was rediscovering his role in the art world, having been the innovator of spiritual artistic expression in the 60s. I met with Peter one evening to reflect on his ever-evolving attitudes toward life and his unwavering optimism about the future.
I think what we're doing is we're experiencing evolution. That's all it really is. And when we were hippies in the 60s, and you know, we had our cosmic mindset, and we were into the new age, and we wanted to speed things up. That's what it was. We had foresight. We knew the globe was round. There were no borders on it. The astronauts confirmed that when they went to space, that there were no borders on the planet. And why are we fighting about borders? You couldn't see any borders. It was like one thing. You know, anytime there's a new radical idea, you know, you always become the opposition. Or to the radicals, the establishment becomes the opposition. But the establishment, as I have seen it all these years, was just there to serve us. They were kind of put in a certain order, and they were doing their job. As ideas are being brought to them, they try to change. Even big corporations try to change if they are being made aware. I think the planet has a way of curing itself, like the human being cures itself. Unless it dies from old age, I don't think the planet is at the old age state yet. So I found that from other scientists, they say that sometimes if the people would have not done what they're doing, if there wouldn't be the Earth Summit that we're having in Brazil in '92, then maybe the planet would grow new algae, knowing it needs to do that. It would grow new things. Of course, if mankind became like a cancer to the planet, then maybe it could cause its death. We are right now in the beginning, and for hundreds and maybe for thousands of years, they will remember our generation, this last 20, 30 years, that we were the people who started an environmental program, which to them later on in the future is just called planet maintenance. You know what I mean? If the planet goes out of balance, they know what to do. We were the first ones that realized that the planet, as big as it is, because we're this little atom on top of this planet, we think it's too big that we could do any harm to it, but we are. So therefore, we were the first ones. This movement that we're in, this whole eco movement, is really the beginning of much more sophisticated governmental maintenance to the planet. It'll be an international thing, just like they have air control for airplanes, they've got traffic control for cars. When first cars came out, there were no street signs, cars went everywhere. There were no red lights, and now it's very well controlled. The same thing will happen with the planet. And I'm sure the kids of tomorrow, they have their issue. And their issue will probably be animal rights, equality for women. It's a big, long struggle. Feminism is like very, very much on the rise, has to happen. I think that in the 60s, we separated ourselves because we had a new idea. So we had to join others with new ideas, and we became a group unto its own. And it seemed like the government was an enemy, when the government was just ignorant. And we then slowly, the ones of us who joined in and spoke to people at the government, made a lot of changes.